Topic 2. Strategic storytelling with data. Strategic storytelling with data is the ability to transform financial, operational, and market data into compelling narratives that inform decision-making, influence stakeholders, and drive strategic action. Rather than simply presenting numbers, charts, and reports, executive leaders use storytelling techniques to explain the meaning behind the data, connect analytical insights to business strategy, and inspire organizational alignment. For modern chief financial officers, CFOs, this capability has become essential as finance evolves from a reporting function into a strategic partner responsible for influencing enterprise transformation, capital allocation, innovation, and long-term value creation. Leading executive CFO programs emphasize that the modern finance leader must communicate as effectively as they analyze. While technical expertise remains fundamental, organizations increasingly expect CFOs to translate complex financial information into clear business insights that guide executive discussions, board decisions, investor communications, and cross-functional collaboration. Strategic storytelling bridges the gap between analytical rigor and executive influence by converting data into actionable narratives that support strategic priorities. The foundation of strategic storytelling lies in understanding that data alone rarely changes decisions. Context and meaning do. Organizations generate vast quantities of financial, operational, customer, and market information through enterprise systems, digital platforms, and advanced analytics. However, executives often struggle to interpret isolated metrics without understanding their strategic implications. Effective storytelling provides structure by answering four essential questions. What happened? Why did it happen? Why does it matter? What action should we take? This progression transforms information into strategic insight. An effective data story typically consists of three components: the business context, the analytical evidence, and the strategic recommendation. The context establishes the business challenge or opportunity. The evidence presents relevant data and analysis, and the recommendation outlines decisions or actions supported by the findings. This structure helps executives focus on decision-making rather than simply reviewing information. For CFOs, strategic storytelling plays an important role in executive leadership and strategic partnering. Finance leaders regularly communicate financial performance, investment proposals, digital transformation initiatives, business risks, mergers and acquisitions, and capital allocation decisions to executive committees and boards of directors. Rather than presenting lengthy financial statements, effective CFOs synthesize information into concise narratives that explain business performance, identify key drivers, evaluate strategic alternatives, and recommend specific actions aligned with organizational objectives. Visualization is an important component of storytelling with data. Executive dashboards, performance scorecards, heat maps, waterfall charts, scenario models, and trend analyses help simplify complex information and improve understanding. Effective visual communication emphasizes clarity rather than complexity by highlighting critical insights, removing unnecessary detail, and directing attention toward strategic priorities. Modern business intelligence platforms enable CFOs to present real-time information that supports agile decision-making across the organization. Digital transformation has significantly enhanced storytelling capabilities through artificial intelligence, predictive analytics, and interactive visualization tools. AI-driven analytics identify patterns, forecast future performance, detect anomalies, and generate scenario simulations that enrich executive discussions. Finance leaders increasingly combine historical reporting with predictive insights, enabling organizations to anticipate opportunities and risks rather than merely explaining past performance. Predictive storytelling strengthens strategic planning by linking current trends to future business outcomes. Strategic storytelling also strengthens board governance and investor communication. Boards require concise presentations that integrate financial results with enterprise strategy, risk management, digital transformation, and long-term value creation. Investors similarly seek transparent narratives regarding capital allocation, growth opportunities, sustainability initiatives, and future performance drivers. CFOs who effectively communicate these narratives enhance organizational credibility, strengthen stakeholder trust, and improve market confidence. Storytelling with data is particularly valuable during business transformation and organizational change. Digital transformation, restructuring acquisitions, sustainability initiatives, and strategic investments often require significant organizational commitment. Data-supported narratives help explain the rationale for change, quantify expected benefits, address stakeholder concerns, and maintain organizational alignment throughout implementation. Employees and executives are more likely to support transformation initiatives when financial and operational evidence is presented within a coherent strategic narrative. An important principle of strategic storytelling is audience-centered communication. Different stakeholders require different levels of analytical detail and strategic emphasis. Boards focus on governance and enterprise risk. Investors emphasize long-term value creation. Business leaders seek operational implications, and employees require clarity regarding organizational priorities. Effective CFOs tailor storytelling approaches to meet audience expectations while maintaining consistency and transparency across communications. Developing storytelling capability requires mastery of both analytical and interpersonal skills. Critical thinking, business acumen, visualization design, executive presentation, emotional intelligence, communication clarity, and strategic thinking enable finance leaders to transform technical analysis into influential executive communication. The objective is not to simplify complexity excessively, but to make complexity understandable and actionable. The Global Competency Framework identifies communication, influence, data analytics, performance management, strategy, leadership, and business partnering as essential competencies for executive finance professionals. CFOs are expected to interpret complex business information, communicate strategic insights clearly, influence decision-makers, and translate financial and operational data into narratives that support organizational strategy and sustainable value creation. In today's data-driven economy, strategic storytelling with data has become a defining leadership capability for finance executives. Organizations whose CFOs effectively combine analytical rigor with compelling communication are better positioned to align stakeholders, accelerate strategic execution, support digital transformation, and create sustainable enterprise value through informed and influential decision-making.